very much, Dr. Shin, for your insightful perspective, Korean perspective, and of course, slightly different perspective on the issue of China's role. So Dr. Singh, Director of the Peace and Security Program here at Asia Institute, and of course, long time friend and a central figure here in the discourse on diplomacy and security in Korea. Dr. Singh, your perspective.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be with you, all of you. As you know, last 5 years was not so good for Korea-USA relations, even Korea-Japan relations. We have to be honest and accept it that a lot of damage was done in the last 5 years. So President Biden's visit to Korea is happening at a very historical time and very important time. I think it's time to repair, to control the damage done in the last 5 years. So this is a very historic opportunity to reestablish the real alliance between democratic forces. So this is a great opportunity to rebuild the alliance and unite the democratic forces in the region. As you know, we're not living in easy times. Possibility of World War III is very, very real. So President Biden is coming to Asia, despite his being busy scheduled in European war. So it's a good signal that USA is still paying good attention to East Asia. So we can feel secure, we can feel confident that we have a friend in need. So there are 3 or 4 areas where damage was done in the last 5 years. I'm going to list those areas. I'm going to say what needs to be done. Most important area was North Korea. As you know, South Korea and USA was pulling into different directions. They were opposite directions. So there was no consensus what should be done. What happened, North Korea was able to explore the differences between 2 countries, and they fulfilled their nuclear program ambitions. So time has come when South Korea, Japan, and USA should narrow the gaps on North Korea. So far, there's no institutional mechanism to coordinate their policies. What should be done? So I propose today that President Biden today set up a special institutional mechanism, a special commission, a special committee, where experts from 3 countries can sit and coordinate their policy. And it should be long-term institution, not just one-time sitting. We have to have a long-term, sustainable institutional mechanism so that there's no gaps in the governments of 3 governments. That's the one problem. That's why so today we are facing full-fledged nuclear North Korea. And that is very dangerous for not only for Korea, but for the whole mankind. It happened because of gaps. North Korea was able to explore the gaps between three countries. That should not happen. We must learn lessons from this. So South Korea should give up, North USA should give up its right to make policy. You have to sacrifice their own independent right to make policy, and then we can create institutions where 3 countries, Japan, Korea, USA unite, and then make a policy. And that policy should be implemented by all of 3. It should be binding decision, not by political decision. No? It should be decided by experts, but should be done on a long-term basis. Now, what is happening? In 5 years, you do one thing, and then next 5 years, do another thing. So what happens? North Korea fully explored this, and we are losing. We are facing one of the major, strongest nuclear power in our hands. This has to be stopped. Proper coordination, proper policy-making process has to be established. Otherwise, North Korea will win and we will lose. So far, we now doing just empty talk. There's no proper coordination. So that should not happen. Second most important point, which I want to tell you, is about global challenges, global emergencies. In the last 5 years, there were very less coordination, be it terrorism, be it climate change, be it piracy in the sea, be it in the Indian Ocean. There's no coordination between Korea, Japan, and USA. Again, China was able to expand. If you go to South China Sea, Chinese Navy is everywhere. Why it happened? Because there was no coordination, no proper meeting of minds between 3 countries. This should not happen. China is expanding into Indian Ocean at a super speed fast. If you want to maintain peace and stability, you have to have a proper coordination between three countries. Otherwise, global challenges like terrorism, like a China expansion into South China Sea, into climate change will not work. So far, what is happening? USA is forcing its decision on Korea and Japan. This is not good. Between partners, there should be proper coordination, between proper decision-making process. Just because you are superpower, just because you are rich, you cannot impose your decision on small countries. So USA should learn a lesson from what happened last 5 years. So who gained? China was able to exploit these gaps. And this is costing us, all of us. Whole region has to, if I'm warning you, if three countries, Korea, Japan, and USA fail to coordinate in South China Sea, in Indian Ocean, the whole mankind will pay the price. To understand this, you must understand the gravity of the situation we are in. We need a stronger coordination, stronger policy making framework, so that three countries can unite as one nation. You know, we are democratic people. We have to sacrifice to some extent our own sovereignty or something, because the times allow us, times wants us to strengthen our cooperation, so that we can unite, protect our fundamental values, our belief system. You know, at stake is a very belief system in which we believe in. So far, because we are pulling into different directions, we are not able to keep peace. So this should not able to continue. You know, so you have to be very careful. What should be done? Global changes are serious. Climate change is serious. Terrorism is serious. South China is serious. Free and fair navigation in the Indian Ocean is serious. There is proper coordination is needed. And until you don't do it, we are losers. All of us will lose. And President Biden, when it comes to Korea, he should pay proper attention. That he should be ready to listen to Korea and Japan and try to give a space to these two countries, to two great democracies of the region. You know, so far, just rarely listen what these two countries are trying to say. They just take a decision and force themselves. This is not done. In democracy, all countries should be given a proper space, proper attention, and then a decision should be made. So here, President Biden have a historic opportunity to create a mechanism where three countries can create policies which works for the whole region. Here also, again, I suggest to you, time has come where President Biden can do a lot of things. Third and most important is economic security. Economic security, even though three countries are talking about economic security, but so far it's just empty talk. All of three countries have a better relation with China than among themselves. And then the result is clear that China is making more money than the rest of us. So security only the name. If you really want security, you have to help each other. You have to buy from each other. We have to strengthen each other's economy. Then you can create economic security. Now, what we are doing, we have a better, more economic trade with China. So we have to create a new institutional mechanism through which we trade more with each other. We protect each other's interest. So again, we are going our own way. That's not good. This is not good. Economic security can be created only when we are ready to sacrifice our economic interest to some extent to accommodate other personal needs. Again, it has to be mutual. So supply chains, we are heavily dependent on China. We have to create supply chains, but supply chains cannot be created in one day. It takes years to create a new source of supply chains, to have a new, mechanism through which we can trade, to protect our shipping lanes in the Indian Ocean. It cannot be done in one day. And then we have to fight against dumping. Dumping is a serious issue because China is able to produce things at a cheaper price, and we are loser. We're losing in the world market. We have to protect. Again, we have to have it clear. There's so many economic issues in which we have to coordinate our policies. Because we are not able to coordinate, China is able to sell more. China is able to expand more. Again, this is happening because there is serious lack of coordination on the economic front. Again, I'm emphasizing, if we really want economic security, if we really want that we should trade with ourselves more, we have to have security mechanism, special institutional mechanism through which we trade with each other more. We protect each other's economic interest. Empty talk will not help. Empty talk is helping China. You have to understand, in the last 10, 15 years, China has expanded only because we are not coordinating with each other. We are not trading with each other. So the result is clear that this is happening. And last but not the least is the gap between Korea and Japan. As you know, last 5 years was very bad for Korea and Japan. Both countries was not even talking to each other. And that's what hurting the whole region. So, but USA was not doing anything. If USA really want to strengthen partnership between Korea and Japan, it has to do something. It has to do something to strengthen the partnership between Korea and Japan. Stronger Korea-Japan tie is the key for future of safety of the region, whole region. But you simply cannot think of a good economic or political or security relation with Korea, Japan, and USA if Korea and Japan are not friends with each other. So, but US is not investing any energy, any time, any resources to bring these two countries together. So historical issues, historical legacy has to be properly addressed. So when President Biden is here, he should create, once again, I'm telling you, he has to create a kind of institutional mechanism so that these two countries don't go to extreme extent. There could be no peace, no unity if Korea and Japan are not friends. And we have to understand the historical significance, strategic significance of closer ties of Korea and Japan. But USA has failed to play its role in this relationship. So far, they just focus on security issues, other issues, ignore the historical issues. But historical legacies are serious. They are serious toxic. They're hurting the relationship between Japan and Korea. So now President Biden is here. He should pay proper attention. He should pay proper attention and try to reconcile the differences between two countries. Until the differences between two countries are not reconciled, we simply cannot imagine stronger partnership between Korea, Japan, and USA. So this is too important to be ignored. But so far, US is not investing. So my last suggestion is that President Biden, when he's here, he should try to emphasize the point that unity between Korea and Japan is the key for future of mankind. If there's war, we will all lose it. Korea and Japan must unite together and must forget their historical legacy. There could be no peace, no unity, no democracy, nothing. If Korea and Japan don't unite, we are loser. All of us must understand how important this point is. I cannot emphasize this point enough.
Right.
So this is my last point. I think I have said enough. Thank you very much.
Well, Dr. Singh, I much appreciate your extremely honest assessment of the difficult and both civilizational and also geopolitical and simply political aspects of the current crisis. I wish the United States could live up to your expectations in terms of ability to think strategically and rationally. But sadly, we find ourselves, not just in the United States, but globally, in an age of which we're driven by systems we don't fully understand. And increasingly, people are responding to the pain that they feel because things don't work in an emotional, irrational way that has made this sort of thoughtful discussion that you're suggesting, which makes perfect sense, increasingly difficult. So next